Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to my fourth episode. In my previous video, I have showed the YouTubers which I follow. They deal with FSD in the United States, and you see a lot of fantastic reports about what's happening there. I'd like to explain you how different it is in Europe and the fact that we cannot use FSD here and why not. But first, I'd like to introduce a video made by Omar. He's one of these guys that I introduced to you. He recently made a nice road trip video going from San Francisco to LA on his own, and you will see that he is using FSD all the way. It's about 600 kilometers, and it includes the charging process of a Tesla at superchargers, but you will see also how the car navigates by daytime and by night.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I am about to take a road trip in my Tesla Model S from San Francisco to Los Angeles. So I just wanted to make a video today to talk about taking a road trip in an electric car and what the experience is actually like. These days you hear so much misinformation, so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the media to convince you that electric vehicles are just terrible. If you take a road trip in them, you're going to be waiting hours to charge. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be horrible. When in reality, I love taking a road trip in my electric car. It's actually a much better road trip machine than a gas car in many ways, and a much nicer, more luxurious experience overall with FSD and with the supercharger network. So I'm just going to make a video today. I'll make a few videos across the trip to show you what it's really like. So here we got our suitcases, and you can see that the car is plugged in. So I'm here in my San Francisco apartment. It's a shared garage, but I actually just have this plugged in to a normal wall outlet. So you can see here, these are plugs that are probably much like your household plugs. And I don't have to worry about going to get gas after I'm done with the trip. I'm all fueled up.
Omar concludes his video at the end. You can find the link to his video in my description.
So let's recap the trip. Our electric vehicle traveled over 400 miles at speeds of up to 87 miles an hour, with rain, with traffic, and other obstacles, without a problem. With just one 30-minute charging stop, our Tesla was able to make it all the way from San Francisco to Palos Verdes without any trouble at all. The trip cost about $35. That includes $25 for supercharging, plus about $10 for the cost of home charging. This is much lower than the cost of gas, as we'll see. You can see a similar trip a couple weeks ago took $37, so it's pretty consistent, and I've only spent about $100 in the last month. FSD handled the entire drive. Here you can see the 2 3-hour FSD sessions. This added up to 405 miles out of the 407-mile journey. Now let's compare this to another car, like a BMW 7 Series, which is comparable to the Tesla Model S. You can see it gets 28 miles per gallon compared to 120 for the Tesla. Doing some quick math here, if we traveled 407 miles at 28 miles per gallon for the BMW, that's about 14.5 gallons of gas. If you look at the $6.80 price for gas at the stop where we charged, that would be about $98. If you got gas in San Francisco instead, at $5.52 a gallon, a little bit cheaper, that's about $80. So about $80 to $100 compared to $35 for the EV charging. So not only did we not have to drive the EV, it's less than half the price of taking the same trip with gas. If you've never taken a road trip in an EV before, go get a Tesla and try it out. pretty soon you won't want to be taking a road trip in anything else. Thanks for watching the video.
Now, is this possible in the European Union? No, not at all. There is a very big difference between this side and the other side of the Atlantic. The US approach is let developers test their systems in the hand of the customers, and if something happens, they will be liable, the companies. And then the United States will adapt the laws and avoid these issues. So the US does not follow any international regulations about this. The European approach is quite different. The thinking is, let's think about all the possible issues and create the laws and a framework to let the manufacturers experiment with this new technology. And the manufacturers should always stay within the law. So the European Union follows UN regulations. So there is an organization called UNECE, that's the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe. I'll put the link in the description so you can find this website. There is a working group that has been working on this field of autonomous vehicles for years, and it was progressing very slowly in that area until this year, 2023. But suddenly, political forces have been trying to accelerate its progress under the pressures of rising accident rates in Europe. So, FSD is already for sale as an option in the European Union, but it is not yet comparable at all to what happens in the USA. Tesla is simply not allowed to introduce FSD beta here in Europe. For this reason, the cost of the FSD option is about half of the price of the United States. In the United States, it used to be $15,000. Today, they reduced the price to $12,000 to attract some more people. But in Europe, the price is €7,500. So many people, after buying it, got disappointed because it does not yet deliver on its promises in Europe. In fact, purchasing FSD here is an investment in Tesla technology. If you buy it now, you will own it for the lifetime of your car. And when it is finally introduced and working in the European Union, it will be a very good deal because the price will go up quickly. So you should not be surprised when the price goes to 20,000–30,000 euro. But there will be a chance that it will not be even for sale anymore. So renting per month seems to be Tesla's plan. That's already happening in America. Now, let me explain in detail what you can order here in the European Union. So, all Teslas in Europe come with autopilot. And the options I will explain later. So, from the basic version, Model 3 rear-wheel drive, you can have autopilot with different functions. It consists of two parts. The first part is a cruise control system called Traffic Aware Cruise Control. It maintains your speed and it means the distance, it keeps the distance with a car in front of you. And then you have Autosteer. Autosteer allows you to stay on your lane and drive safely on well-marked roads. The owner's manual, as you can see, it contains all the settings and all the possibilities, the exceptions, and the way that the system works, but I will not explain everything here. Instead of that, I will just give you a demonstration, a short demonstration. Today we went outside, and in between the rainfall we found some dry places to show it. Okay, here we come on a country road, 2 lanes, and it's divided by a white line, but I will push once on the button on the right hand of the steering wheel, and it will engage a constant speed. With this thumb wheel you can turn up the speed up to the speed limit that the car has been reading locally. So that's the first part of autopilot. The second part of autopilot is Autosteer. And Autosteer will keep your car in your lane. So if you push twice, you can see the blue lines appears on each side of the car, and that means that the car is now in control. You must hold the steering, and the car will keep it between the right side and left side markings. You can adjust the speed, but again, you cannot exceed the speed that the car has been reading on the traffic signs. So watch how the car is staying within the lanes, and I'm not steering at all. I'm just keeping the steering wheel, and when you can see some blue shade appears on top of the screen, it means that it took too long until I moved my steering. So the car is watching that I'm still holding my steering wheel. This works very well. So every Tesla has this autopilot function, and you can use Autosteer and traffic aware cruise control separately. But if you use Autosteer, automatically traffic aware cruise control is engaged. And you can even select a 1-press operation or a 2-press operation. If you select a 2-press operation, 1 press selects traffic aware cruise control, and the second selects auto steer. If you switch everything to 1 press control, then as soon as you press this button, both systems are engaged at the same time. Okay, I will let this demonstration go on. It's a bit boring, but at least you will have a feeling of how it works. It's a nice country road in the Ardennes in Belgium. And okay, there is not too much traffic, but it feels very safe and secure. So this was the demonstration of the standard features. Now we look at the options. The option first for a Tesla is the enhanced autopilot, and that consists of a few parts: auto lane change, navigate on autopilot, and auto park, and the last one, smart summon. Okay, then a second step that you can buy is an option of full self-driving capability that contains everything I just mentioned of the first package, but also it contains today traffic light recognition. So it will stop for traffic lights and it will start again when the traffic light turns green. I will demonstrate all that later. And it will also recognize stop signs. So at a stop, it will come to a full stop and then let you press the throttle again to proceed. So it helps you recognizing those stop signs. Upcoming in the future is FSD, and that's the whole point of this channel. So if you like it, if you like our channel, please give a thumbs up for this video and subscribe if you want to see the next episode. Okay, bye bye.